It could mean land seizure if estates suffer neglect, and tenants will get help to become owners themselves.
The thrust of it is community land ownership, opening up the land to the people and altering the balance and the power balance that presently exists.
The people of Egg led the way. A £1.5 million deal made it the first community-owned island in Britain. Their fight took years. But this was a crucial victory for advocates of Scottish land reform. Among 1,500 estate owners are Mohammed Al-Fayed and theatre entrepreneur Cameron McIntosh, who has land in the West Highlands. Many lairds do a good job and worry about government stepping in.
There's no question if a landowner or manager is managing his estate badly, something ought to be done about it. But the question is who decides what is bad.
Such reforms aren't needed elsewhere in Britain, as Scottish land laws are unique. Since medieval times, much of Scotland has been privately owned, with landlords already threatening court action should their estates be seized. It's clear reform won't come without controversy. Linda Kennedy, News at 10, near Edinburgh.
2 doctors from Great Ormond Street Hospital were cleared of manslaughter today over the death of a 12-year-old boy who had...
June Bennett thought she had just a common cold, but it was the flu. The virus infected her lungs, and yesterday she found herself in a hospital bed.
I've just got no energy. I just want to just lie down and sleep. I don't want to move even. It's just takes everything out of you.
In the same ward, Lawrence Burton. He was laid low over Christmas.
It's very bad on its own, but when you get it with other problems, it took my voice, it took everything.
The Manor Hospital is typical of many in the North and the Midlands. They're getting 50 emergency admissions a day. This morning they had no spare beds and cancelled all routine surgery.
There's no doubt that the thing that's breaking the camel's back are the number of people that are coming in with respiratory conditions or chest diseases.
But so far the outbreak is officially no more than average. Just 1 in every 1,000 of us has the flu. 4 times more will have to catch the virus before it's classed as an epidemic.
Well, we usually say the word epidemic to describe particularly unusual situations. Now, in that context, it is not that unusual. It may be a bit above the average winter. Perhaps you should remember that last winter was one of the quietest on record for influenza. But really, compared with the average winter, it's only slightly above that.
Vaccinations have helped to contain the virus, but for the most weak and vulnerable, it hasn't been enough. At this 43-bed residential home in Shropshire, 9 pensioners died from the flu over Christmas. They'd all been vaccinated.
The vaccine is only 50% effective in this very elderly group. Having said that, I think if we hadn't put the vaccination in place, then we would have seen an even worse situation in this nursing home.
This is a laboratory sample of the flu virus. But the good news, according to some scientists, is that this could be the last year we'll have to suffer from the flu bug. 2 major drug companies are hoping to market a new drug in time for next winter that will help kill the virus. The drug could almost halve the time it takes to recover from the flu.
It's the first new influenza drug to be developed for 30 years, and it's active against all of the known subtypes of influenza.
John Oxford is an expert on the 1918 epidemic that's reckoned to have killed 100 million people worldwide. He believes the new drugs are a breakthrough, but warns the flu bug is a cunning enemy.
It's a chameleon. It can change its look as you look at it. So it's a very difficult target.
And these new drugs have a difficult job then?
They have a very difficult job. And I don't think the virus will stay still. I think the virus will try and combat the effects of the drug by mutating and changing. But nevertheless, I think this is a great step forward to have 2 new drugs in the medicine cupboard in the bathroom.
So the battle continues between the scientists and the flu virus. For the first time, the odds may just be in favour of the boffins. Norman Rees, News at 10 at the Royal London Hospital.
Football.